What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with They Cutting the Fool. And this is just the political edition of They Cutting the Fool, you guys. So this is number 23. And I know I ain't done They Cutting the Fool or Let's Get Into the Blogs in a minute, you guys. It's a reason why I haven't done it, but hopefully this week we can get back into doing the stuff. That's my plan. Don't hold me to it. But before we go ahead and get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what these people have been tripping about, shall we? All right, you guys. So if you guys notice, I'm glistening. I just literally got out the shower before I came on here, so that's why a brother is sweating. But yeah, you guys. So politics. You guys know we are almost a week away from election day because I'm filming this on a Sunday. So we are 9 days, I believe, 9 days away from the 2024 election. So the reason why I did this is because I woke up early Saturday morning, woke up at 5 a.m. and I drove home so that I can go vote, right? Because I'm still registered in my hometown. So it's about an hour and a half drive down there. So the polls open at 7 o'clock. So I left out of here at 5 and I made it to the poll literally minutes. Actually, it was literally just after they opened, right? Not even just after they opened. They had I got to the poll about 7:07 in the morning, and they opened at 7. But I had gotten in my hometown long before 7 o'clock. Got there about 6:30 or so, like that. Just neither here nor there, right? So I went to go vote, and as you guys can see, here's my sticker saying, what does it say? Presidential election. I voted 2024. Have you guys voted yet? If you haven't, I really implore everybody to do early voting as opposed to election day voting, right? Because here's the thing that I've been noticing, right? They did arrest someone a few weeks ago. I think it was up in Oklahoma for, an attempt that he was going to do on election day, right? Then I saw on the blogs where there was a mailbox in, I think it was Phoenix, Arizona, that somebody set on fire and it destroyed over 20 ballots. Then you have, I do feel like something's gonna, I don't want anything to happen, but election day, it's a little scary to me. So I know for me, I'm gonna use the day off because we have 2 floating holidays in my job. So I've already used one floating holiday for Juneteenth. I'm gonna use the second one for election day because I just don't want to work, and I don't want to deal with none of the madness or the craziness that I feel is gonna come from this election, right? Then on top of that, you have people who are already sowing the seeds of doubt, right? And it's really only one side that's sowing the seeds of doubt, and they're sowing the seeds of doubt. I don't know if they're terrified. Well, they are terrified. They're worried that their guy may lose the election, which me personally, I'm hoping, right? Because I voted and I voted for Kamala. So it is what it is, right? I voted for Kamala. I didn't vote for that man in 2016, didn't vote for him in 2020, and 2024 was no fucking different. He could never get my vote, right? So what am I talking about? Oh, because you guys know how I am. Now, talking about what I was getting ready to say before I said who I voted for. So they are already trying to sow the seeds of doubt, right? And the first person who actually I saw did it was that crackpot Marjorie Taylor Greene. So because you guys know Georgia, their early voting started the week before Texas early voting started, right? And she was talking about the votes are getting switched. You remember they did that in 2020 where they were saying that people who were voting for you know who, their votes were switching to Biden. So now they're trying to say, well, I voted for you know who, and now my vote is being switched to Kamala, which is so interesting to me. It's only Republicans that it do it to, and it only happens to the presidential nominee. It doesn't do it to any of your other votes. It just switches your presidential vote, huh? Very interesting. So, interesting thing. So, early voting started here last Monday, right? And there were some issues with it. There were long lines. There were glitches with the computers. I think signing in, not to cast your vote. It was just issues getting people in. So I know that this week, if you live in Texas, this week they are extending the hours, right? So instead of the polls closing at 7 o'clock, they're giving you an extra 2 hour window. So the polls will close at 9 p.m. if you live in Texas. And if you live in Dallas, more specifically. It was here in Dallas. I don't know about like my hometown or any other state. But if you live in Dallas, for sure, if you live in Dallas, the polls are staying open to 9 p.m. Just let you guys know if you live in Dallas. Also, there was this guy over on the opposite side of town in the Fort Worth area, right? There's a video on social media, and he was saying, check your ballots, because I voted for you know who. And then when it came down to it, when I went to go, cast my ballot, it had switched it to Kamala. That's a lie. But what happened is they gave him a new ballot because he made a big fuss about it. So they spoiled the previous ballot and gave him another ballot. So that way he couldn't say, oh, I voted for you know who, but y'all switched it and had me vote for Kamala, right? But like I just said, I went and voted yesterday, right? So in Texas, it used to be before the 2020 election, you could vote straight ticket, right? If you want to vote straight Democrat, you would hit that and it would check all of them for you, right? If you want to vote Republican, straight Republican ticket, right? Now you literally have to go through individually and pick. Next page. Pick. Next page. Pick. Next page, and so forth until you get to the last page of the ballot. Then it'll show you who all you voted for. Like mine literally showed me everybody that I voted for. And I printed out my ballot, I went and submitted it, and that was it, and I got my sticker. So y'all are fucking lying through your teeth. Not teeth. You're lying through your fucking teeth to say that it switched your ballot. No, I think what y'all are doing is y'all are intentionally doing this, where y'all are saying, oh, I voted for you know who, but you picked Kamala to make a big fuss. So, because this person has also signed some paperwork saying that, he would be willing to testify. What is he going to testify to? What is he testifying to if, quote unquote, the ballot switched, but they gave you a new ballot and you still submitted your vote for an orange man? So what are you going to testify against? Like, that makes no fucking sense. Y'all are afraid that man is going to lose again. And like I said, I hope so, right? So, like I said, we're 9 days away from the election. We just saw this past Friday where Kamala was down there in Houston, and she had Beyonce come out, Kelly. She was even in Atlanta where she had Tyler Perry. I know she had Usher. She's had a lot of people, right? And going up until I voted, I had been on pins and needles, right? But now that I voted, I'm not really sitting on pins and needles, because now my job is done. We just sit back and we just wait for the results of the election to come out. To me, I just don't understand how anybody can rightfully vote for that man. It makes no sense to me that anybody would want to vote for him. Why? Like the same things that y'all want to say about Kamala and Joe Biden, you can also attest that to him, because he was also the president for 4 years as well. He was the president from 2017. He was inaugurated in 2017. He left the office in 2021 when Joe Biden was inaugurated. So, like, y'all can say this, but y'all want to say, oh, the economy was so great under him. He inherited President Obama's economy. The border, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about that. Y'all also know that he did knock down that border bill that was bipartisan because he wanted to run on it, right? Y'all know that. That man is deranged. That man is unhinged. That man, like Kamala says, he has a hit list. Like he is going to use the presidential office to exact revenge on people that he feels has wronged him. And also, I feel like when it comes to like, and y'all got to think about it, like cities and states that are blue, and if something catastrophic happens, I think he would keep aid from y'all. Like that's my personal opinion. Then did you guys see that the dumb fool? So this man, you guys know he's been saying that Kamala never worked at McDonald's, right? I'm like, why is that such a concern of yours? Why is that such a concern of yours? So what he ended up doing was he made a stunt to go to a McDonald's that they closed for the day. Well, closed for the time being that he was there, right? Then you had people coming through the drive. Well, not even air. This not air quotes for the drive-through. You had people. These were actors coming. People, paid actors or paid people that he hired to come through the drive-through. I was like, oh God. I'm so ready for this election to be over and done with. And if it goes the way that I want it to go, I honestly, I'm ready for this man to go away. Be it prison, because he said that if he loses, he and his family will leave the country. Goodbye. Go to Russia. Go over there with Kim Jong Un. Go Viktor Orban. Go wherever. We don't give a fuck. Just go away, sir. People. Oh God. Then on top of, I want to talk about this real quick. Because I keep seeing people say that they're undecided, and honestly, that's bullshit, right? Let's just be real about it. There's nobody that's undecided now, almost a week away from the election. And I honestly don't think people were ever truly undecided. What I think it is, there are people out there who are going to vote for him that didn't want to necessarily say that they were voting for him, right? There are people out there who are voting against him, and they probably have family and friends who are sycophants of his, staunch MAGA supporters, right? And they don't want to, disrupt that. And I get it, right? I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. That's why I don't necessarily know if I believe what the polls are saying, because the polls are having them, neck and neck. I don't see how it can be neck and neck. I just don't. I really, truly don't. But I do know that there are a lot of Republicans who say, and here's my thing. I don't have a problem with anybody who is Democratic, Republican, or independent, which is where I lie. I'm an independent, but I'm an independent who typically votes Democratic, right? And I've always said this plenty of times before. If there was a Republican candidate that I could get behind, I would. Like, here's the thing. If you told me, if you had somebody like today's date running, if you had, like, let's go back to the primaries, right? No, not even go back to that. Like, I would vote for somebody like a Mitt Romney, a John McCain. I would vote for people like them because they were upstanding people. They're upstanding people. Whereas with him and those MAGA Republicans, they're nutcases, right? They're nutcases, in my personal opinion. And then, while we're talking about politics real quick, I want to talk about this weird thing that I've been seeing. You guys know I watch The View. I told you guys I watch The View every morning, right? So there is this. I don't know if he's what party he's for. I don't think he's a libertarian. He could be. No, he's a conservative party. He's conservative. His name is Randall Terry. When I tell you guys these campaign ads that this man has that come because ABC, they put a warning before it that the images in this may be graphic, and by federal law they're obligated to run the ad. And his ad is strictly just running on abortion, and it's a lie. It's a lie because he's showing deceased babies, and these are not quote unquote aborted babies. These are babies who have deformities and all kind of things, who look like the pregnancy wasn't viable, the mother gave birth, the baby unfortunately did not survive because it's a full-term baby. And I want the, like, my God, really and truly, because and I saw I saw where he did an interview where he said he knows he has no chance of winning president, and that he doesn't he's not trying to win the presidency. He's trying to keep Kamala from winning. I was like, are you serious? I don't understand anybody who would want that man back in office. What is it about him? Like, I don't understand it. If I have anybody who supports him, please explain to me, because I've asked this plenty of times before. What is it that you guys like about that orange man? Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. He's like, he didn't do anything in the 4 years. Like you guys. Here's another thing. You guys talk the thing. Like here in our Senate election, Rafael Cruz. I'm not calling that man Ted because his name ain't Ted. Rafael Cruz. He's running on against Colin Allred, and the main campaign ads that I see from Raphael is about transgender women going into the women's bathroom playing in women's sports. I was like, is that what y'all are running on? And then they're talking about, oh, they're mutilating kids, they are doing this to prisoners. I was like, I don't think any of that shit is true. Actually, I know they're not doing it to kids, and I know they're not doing it to inmates. Um, yeah, but yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about Randall Terry, and I was talking about, yeah. So y'all also talking about the economy and inflation. Like I saw a sign here yesterday. I saw it earlier this week. There is a sign here. It says, "Keep our kids safe. Vote Republican." I was like, I know you're lying. You're lying, right? Keep our kids safe and vote Republican. Y'all won't even do anything about the fact that our kids are getting blasted away with gun violence. Y'all won't do anything about the guns, but Republicans are going to keep the kids safe. That's an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron right there. Um, Inflation. Y'all want to run on inflation? You guys do know that the reason why we have inflation, right? It's globally. It ain't just the U.S. Globally, it's because of the pandemic, number one. Number two, y'all do also know that the reason that the cost of everything has gone up, it's corporate greed, right? Y'all do know that. I want y'all to know it's corporate greed. It ain't got nothing to do with the president. Because here's the thing, I was so nervous about my apartment, right? Because I think I said this in a previous video that my lease is up on January the 6th. And I was so nervous because my rent, when I moved into this apartment, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. My rent when I moved into this apartment was $15.99, right? And then, you kick in the fees and the taxes and everything. All right, you guys. So yeah, that's all I was saying was you just kick in the corporate greed because my rent went from 15 to 17 last year. This year it's still at 17, so I'm thankful. But I might look for another apartment. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys, like I said, are going out to vote, early vote. And if you do go for election day, be safe, you guys. Please be safe. That's all I ask. But that is it, you guys. That's all I want to talk about. If you guys have any comments, leave them down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.